An easy thing to do for Halloween is tell scary stories, or watch some on TV. DreamWorks has you and your family covered with certain short films. Which ones were worth scares, though? I'll tell you by sorting them from least to most thrilling. Heads up, Bob's Big Break and Megamind, The Button of Doom are out, since they didn't have much Halloween spirit. Sorry. Now, I'm going to be in danger if I don't let this thing rise and claim its grave here. And that be the spoiler alert body, of course. Do whatever you can handle, and only what you can handle, because once I begin, turning back will be a task. Hey, I'm Owen, the fiction fanboy, and here's my top 5 DreamWorks spooky stories. The Pig Who Cried Werewolf. I'm probably being a bit unfair for saying the shortest tale is my least favorite, yet it's a minor gripe I got for this especially short mini-movie. The focus characters here are the 3 little pigs named Dieter, Horst, and the one who broke his leg is Helmich. Why was his leg broken? He had an unhealthy habit of spying on his neighbors. Once the big bad wolf moves in, Helmich almost definitely knows something is up at the moment he noticed the knives. The Brickhouse Pig then sees that the wolf transforms into a pig-eating lady chef when the full moon rises. Tired of the craziness, Dieter and Horst go and prove there's no suspicious activity, only to find out how right Helmich was. Becoming dinner does get scary, and the howl at the moon is nice, but Wolf changing into a human feels a bit more weird than scary. Still a decent way to kill a few minutes. The Ghost of Lord Farquaad. This was originally for a 4D attraction known as Shrek 4D, taking place in between the first 2 Shrek movies. Shrek and Fiona were off to celebrate their honeymoon, but the latter ends up kidnapped by Thelonious, one of Farquaad's henchmen. Needing to rescue his wife, Shrek and Donkey have to go through a lot of obstacles, including the ghost of the former ruler of Duloc, which Donkey states that his death was in the original movie. Farquaad's plan is to become the king of the underworld with Fiona as his spirit queen. I must warn you that it may be confusing to watch this in 2D, as there are a lot of special effects, because again, this was made specifically for 4D entertainment at the time it was released. You'll get a few scenes that can make you feel mysterious and can scare some children, though there are better swamp stories, other than the motion pictures, you might want to see. Night of the Living Carrots. The events of this horrifying, shocking, full of vegetables story follows after the one I'll tell you about in the next entry on the list. Bob mistakes a freaky carrot for a kid in a costume, and that carrot is capable of infecting brains, turning its victims into zombies. Situation worsens when the scanner Dr. Cockroach had made the carrots multiply with each blast, until Bob, Doc, and Missing Link are completely surrounded. General Monger appears only to join the carrot crowd, and although the army rises in numbers, Bob's no-brain body makes him immune and has to digest every last orange eyesight improving plant to save his friends. More frights were visible here, give or take the holiday. Something to note is when Bob reminds us to eat our veggies, or they might eat us in the end. Little did he know that eating so much of one thing will turn us into that thing. A pretty clever twist with a small teaspoon of irony. Mutant pumpkins from outer space. A flying saucer briefly hovers over a pumpkin field to drop strange goo on it. And what did that mean for the monsters? Instead of celebrating the terrifying tradition, they have to investigate the alien activity. The fact that the sighting was at Modesto was creepy enough, and in order to keep the mission a secret, Ginormica checks on the farmer while the other monsters go trick-or-treating. The city folk find out a tad bit late about the pumpkins being lifelike, and rather than targeting the children, they seek candy to make themselves bigger. Surprisingly, their strength becomes their weakness, because even pumpkins need to learn this. Too much candy leads to tummy aches. Maybe it isn't so surprising saying it aloud, believing that is the moral displayed. Monsters vs. Aliens may not be DreamWorks Animation's hugest blockbuster. This and the sequel I mentioned earlier, however, sure did know how to honor Halloween. Frankly, there's one feature capable of overcoming the others, and I shall get straight to it immediately. Scared Shrekless. Not long after Fiona and the ogre babies scare off villagers to take their treats, the ogres claim themselves to be the kings of Halloween, as they can't be scared, only scarers. And Shrek believes it. All his friends, on the other hand, start a scary story contest and state whomever's story is the scariest will be the true king of Halloween. To set up for the mood, Castle Duloc will be the location, and let's be real, the Duloc doll sequence for Creepy Place is better than the Perfect Place one in the original film. Gingy initiated the competition with Bride of Gingy, where he literally made the girl of his dreams. Or so he thought. She was too sweet, ended up falling, and zombie clones of her ended up eating Gingy. And he said it was true. Notwithstanding such falsehood, Donkey and Puss interrupt and attempt to make each other look bad in Boots Motel. Donkey did get Puss out of the picture. Shrek nonetheless had his story, the Shrekless, to share. Shrek has to babysit Pinocchio, who had a cricket that made him gone out of control. Regardless of the winner, Shrek loves the holiday, I do as well, and this undoubtedly is the greatest spooky story DreamWorks has created. More spooky stuff is heading your way. Please listen to my fearsome friends, comment below, and follow me on Instagram for terror-stricken thumbnail previews and teasers for upcoming YouTube videos. Good night, sleep tight, and don't let the bedbugs bite, especially at midnight-o.